All right, guys, today we're going to be talking about less than lethal. These are the items on your uniform and at your disposal that are not intended to kill someone, but they can. Guys, listen, it's so important to understand that little caveat of having these items within your reach. So we're going to be talking about specifically the taser and the baton. These are two of the less than lethal items that I carry, and two of the items that I have to make sure that I have and are in working order before I actually get to work. I will share with you guys a quick little story. I was involved in a situation about a year ago with a very angry drug addict who we had removed from an upstairs bathroom. He was trying to fight a fellow customer, and he had threatened to burn the entire building down. We de-escalate, we verbally judo, we do everything that we can to not have to go hands-on with this guy, and we have to get him down 3 floors and out of the building, and we get him all the way down to the garage. He's fairly compliant, and then he says, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," right? And he turns around and he goes completely schizoid, and we get a little bit of distance from this guy, but he continues to escalate and to escalate and to escalate to the point that I reach for my taser, and I pull my taser out and I go to turn the safety off, and nothing. The battery was dead because I had had this taser for close to 6 months and regrettably never thought to check to make sure on a daily basis that the taser battery was okay. That was a very, very eye-opening situation. Luckily, the cops were right around the corner and came down before we had to go any further, but it did get me to understand the importance of daily checking that taser. So I'm going to remove my X26, okay? This is an X26. If you carry the X26 and you lift up on the safety, you will see on the very back an indicator that tells you how much battery life you have. Right now I'm sitting at, I think, 92%. Also, if you can see, there is a red laser, okay? And there is also a white light, okay? Just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off and putting the safety back down. Every morning when I get up and I grab my duty belt, I take out my X26 and I check the status of that battery. I'm looking for the indicator that's on the back to tell me the percentage level. I'm making sure that the red dot that's utilized for target acquisition and knowing where the first prong of your taser is going to land. You guys do understand how a taser works, right? Maybe that'll be a different episode. And also making sure that the white light is working. Aside from that, you want to make sure that your cartridges are in good working order. There have been times where I've gone into a hands-on situation and I didn't realize that during a scuffle, the door, these are called barn doors, the barn door of the cartridge had been broken, and a little piece of the wire that comes out that the prongs are attached to was a little offset. Not realizing that and being in a situation where you have to actually utilize your taser would potentially cause your taser to malfunction. If, like myself, you have a battery pack that allows you to have a secondary cartridge on the bottom, I also take this off and I make sure that this is clean. And again, that barn door is not open. There's no issues or prongs or wires that are hanging out. And then the last thing that I do before putting all of this together and placing it back on my belt is to dry fire my taser. So at this point, it's basically in a stun gun mode. I'm going to lift up on the safety mechanism. There is no cartridge in, but you will see the arc of the taser. Okay, this is now in working order and we're good to go. I can put everything back together. Give it one more test to make sure everything's working, 92%. And place it into my retention holster, and we're good to go. The other item that I have is my collapsible or expandable baton. Again, guys, everything that you carry on your uniform, you should be not only certified and trained, but authorized by your company, okay? So make sure that you're certified, you're trained, and you're authorized. If you ever utilize any of these items, more than likely you'll be questioned by police and potentially end up in court. You want to make sure that you're clear on terms of being able to actually carry these. But with your baton, a lot of people feel like your baton, it's going to always work, and that's not the case. You can have situations and times when you collapse these, and I'll go over the collapse process, and they're not supposed to be bendable. They're not supposed to break, but depending on the brand that you have, and a lot of people do, they cut corners, or sometimes you simply just can't afford the more expensive quality brands, but these can bend. And once you get a little kink in it, it doesn't open the way it's supposed to, and it doesn't close the way it's supposed to. You want to make sure before you put this on your kit and you walk out your door that it's actually in good working order. So I grab my baton, I make sure that the bottom is nice and tight, looking to make sure that there's nothing on it or impeding the opening or closing of the baton. And then I'm going to give it a little quick open, just like that. And I'm making sure that everything locks into place, right? This feels nice and solid. It's locked in. Everything looks good to go. After that, I'm going to go ahead and collapse the baton. And then I place it back into my uniform. So guys, these are the less than lethal items that I carry on my kit, and how I go about making sure every day that they're in good, solid working order before leaving the house.